Hey guys, Retro here with a bit of a different video. So, I don't really make many tutorials per se, but this is something I wanted to touch up upon because it's really interested me and I just find it very fascinating. So recently, I figured out how to directly hack weapon parts in Solid 5. So for instance, you want a serval suppressor on a MRS. Well, you can do that. You can do basically anything to my knowledge. You just have to find out the number for the weapon part you want to change and then change it. So I'm going to show you exactly how this process works. So a few little prerequisites. It's very simple. All you need to do is just download Infinite Heaven and IH Hook, and that's basically it for getting this to work. I have other mods installed because, you know, it's kind of obvious that this doesn't look like a regular MRS, but I don't think I need to explain that. So what you need to do is you need to hit F3, or you can, hit one of the other buttons. Customize menu, Shimra menu, and then whatever weapon you want to change, you find that slot, you find that category, find that slot, and then save it. And then it will save a Lua file, which is basically a little XML of the configuration. So the weapon ID, the color for it, the type of color, and the weapon type. So it's not too complicated to read. So let's say I want to I've already done some exploitatives with this. For instance, this sleep launcher here, I have an underbarrel and the main ammo, which most people will know. If you put on an underbarrel, typically the main ammo will disappear or become a smaller version. So like for instance, I go to this M16A1, I have only these few ammo options, these small magazines. If I take off this underbarrel, put it to a foregrip, now I can pick the drum mags. So let's say you want to combine these two things. Well, thankfully now you can. This is pretty much a not exactly a far cry from the original weapon customization glitch that was on PC only, I think. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know it was patched a long time ago. But there was a very old weapon customization glitch a long time ago that let you do something very similar to this. You could, for instance, put a suppressor and a drum magazine on a rocket launcher, which was the most obvious example I remember. But, Frankenstein, Shimra, things like this are possible with a bit of work. So what I'm going to do is, for an example, I guess, I don't know why, but the tier 3 suppressor on my guns has vanished. I cannot pick it anymore. So what I'll do is I will go to the sniper category, I will save slot 3 to a new slot, and now I need to go to a specific folder. This folder is going to be the root folder, Phantom Pain. So right here, mod, Shimras, and this Lua file is what you want to look at. So if I open this, I will see, I have a lot of things open. I will see some info. So this is like the file name, this is the color paint, so the zebra print camo is 105. The paint type is just the variation of the paint. So for instance, this would be paint type 1, this is paint type 0 if you have no color, and then this is paint type 2. So technically, you can make a grip-only paint become a full-type paint, or a full-type paint become a grip-only type paint, like I did with the zebra grip right here. So that's another thing you can do. There's also the weapon ID, which I'm gonna assume is the actual gun itself, like, the MSG90, or the MRS73NL, but I'm using a text mod. And then these are the parts, so I'll put a little diagram on the screen here for what is what. It's not too difficult to figure out. It's pretty much just from the top to the bottom is what these parts are. So like, you have the main frame receiver, which I haven't messed with yet, but I'm going to assume it changes like the main model itself. I don't know if that would have any glitches or game crashes. I'm not sure, but that I don't know about yet. 88 is the barrel, 51 is the magazine, 15's the stock, I think. 19 is the muzzle. 25 is the suppressor. I know this for a fact because the although I'm picking the wrong weapon, the R2 suppressor, the R2 regular, not the R2B, is number 25. So since I already know this number, I can just skip right ahead to the next part. But if you don't know the number for the part you're trying to select, it'll be nearly impossible to find it, to actually change it. So let's say I don't know what the number is for this range finding scope, but I want to make it a VM scope. I just go in here, I save the file, I look at the Lua, and then I look at the number. So judging off this, the scope is number 16. So I would go into Cheat Engine. I'm going to set the scan to binary, or well, byte, I mean. I would search for 16, and then I would change the scope, save the weapon, search for that number, and then just switch back and forth till I find it. So for instance, this is 25, this is 24, I think this is 31 or something, but I'm just going to change this. So I'm going to completely leave this weapon alone. I'm going to search 25 exact value, single byte. Now I'm going to change this to 24. You have to actually apply it, because if you don't, it will not really find the value. I mean, it finds like a few, but when I've tried to change just those, it doesn't work. So for some reason, this game has a lot of values for changing weapon customization. I'm not sure exactly why, but it does. So now I can next scan 24, switch back to this, next scan 25, do this a couple times until it's very narrowed down, back to 24, and back to 25 again, just to be sure. And then it seems that all of these numbers are pretty much what is necessary. So if I go in here, I change all these to 19, which is for level 3 suppressor, I now have a level 3 suppressor on this weapon. Just like that. So doing this, you can change it into basically anything. So how about this Jeopard links here? Let's say from slot 1 and load in that Lua file to find out the number for the suppressor. So if I'm reading this correctly, frame, barrel, magazine. I have to remember what the numbers are. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'd be the 6th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 25. That doesn't make sense though. That should be a different number. I think I'm confusing myself again, or I loaded the wrong thing. Actually, I did, because that's something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 39. The number is 39. So if as you can see, some of these numbers will change. So just figured I'd let you know that. So I go back in here. I can quickly just apply this, I guess, to maybe make it more obvious. I can get rid of these unnecessary addresses, and I can change all of this to 39. And now, I have a suppressor, which actually looks pretty nice. I like this combination. It looks kind of ridiculous, but I do like it. So any muzzle accessory you want, you can put on your weapons just like that. It's so easy to do. All you need is just a few moments of switching back and forth, and then you can put on anything you want. So for instance, if I want to give this thing, I think I have a drum mag barrel available. If I want to give this thing the 75 round drum mag, but also have the underbarrel at the same time, I just have to find the magazine and switch it to them. So for instance, I'm going to quickly undo this. I'm also going to put the suppressor just back to 19, because I'd rather have that. I'm not sure why some addresses just turn to 0. That's just the way it is, but there you go. Back to level 3 suppressor. So I'm going to go back to this. The magazine should be 51, I believe. So I'm going to search 51 exact value. And now I'm going to switch this to something else. Now, I don't know the numbers for this. I'm going to have to save it again to find out what it is. So let's try the 308 8 mag. Now I'm going to save slot 2, well, slot 3 back over the original. It's going to say it modified, just look at the numbers, and then it changed to 110. So this means that that is what I changed. That's also I can find out what it is. If you can't figure out the number count, you can just do that, and now 110. So it was 51 at the first place, right? So I'm going to switch this just back. I am selecting the wrong weapon. I'm going to switch this back to 51. 51 next scan, and it should be all of these. That seems to be few enough that it would work. And now I can find out the number of the big drum mag by just switching this again, and it should tell me. So now 762 drum mag is all 55. So now what I'm going to do now to finish this off is I'm going to give it the sleep underbarrel again, and then I'm going to apply this. And now I'm going to switch this to, should be 55, right? And there you go. Drum mag and the gas underbarrel at the same time. So this can be done for a lot of things. If I want to, for instance, give this like the sleep gas, I think it was number 100. Now this thing has sleep grenade ammunition. So there's something I'd like to mention. The ammo isn't actually a cosmetic thing. If you switch the ammo type, it will actually switch the ammo you're firing. What I tested earlier was I tried to give the sleep gas launcher a drum mag magazine, but when I did, it stopped shooting sleep gas. It just started shooting machine gun bullets. But they did non-lethal ammo. So the thing is, depending on the, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but this is a non-lethal type of damage, right? So it doesn't affect the damage type because it didn't hurt them. It just instantly put them to sleep like the sleep gas would. But it changes the actual like attack type. So if you turn a gas gun into a machine gun, you will not shoot like, 200 rounds of sleep gas per reload. You will just shoot 200 bullets of sleep gas bullets. So that's something to note. So unfortunately, you cannot give the sleep gas. You cannot have 600 rounds of exploding sleep gas clouds. Unless you want to like modify the weapon Lua or something like that. I don't think that's possible, which is a shame. Because I was really looking forward to carpet bombing entire outposts with just endless sleep gas clouds. I was really looking forward to that, but I'm disappointed. But for instance, if I were to save this weapon and drop in on, I don't know, an FOB in training mode, because ethical reasons, this thing should shoot sleeping gas. And the thing is, this has the effective range of a sniper rifle, though. So the sleeping gas should, in theory, have, like, no drop. So I actually would quickly like to test this and see if it works. So I'm going to head on to my FOB for a second, and I'm going to shoot this thing and see if my hypothesis is correct. If it's going to shoot this gas cloud, but it's going to have, like, no drop at all. So it's almost like a, very, very ranged gas cloud. I'm going to go to Intel platform's pretty good. I like an area where it's kind of open at the start. That way I can easily get into a good position. So I'm going to switch to, I don't know why it keeps asking me to equip higher grade weapons, because I've said yes to that like 80 times, and I don't even know what's lower grade because everything I have on me is the highest grade it gets. So I really don't know why that is. But I'm going to give this a little test. So I have the sleep gas on here. I don't think it will say... Well, actually it does. So at the bottom you can see it says sleeping gas round conversion. So the thing I'm wondering though is that this is a lethal weapon. It's not a non-lethal, so will this be doing like a lethal gas cloud? Or will it just be a normal sleeping gas cloud? Because the non-lethal sleeping launcher, I gave it a lethal weapon ammunition, but it still did non-lethal damage. So will this start doing lethal damage instead of non-lethal? Well, I'm gonna find that out in a minute, so I'll be back. So here we are on the FOB. It seems that my MGL suppressor decided to not spawn in, apparently. Or maybe I had the wrong one equipped, I'm not sure, but yeah, that reload animation looks weird. So I can load a plus round, which normally wouldn't be possible on a grenade launcher, so that's interesting. So I have 7 out of 11 instead of 6/12. So let's give this thing a test. So how about that guard in the distance? So here we go. Okay, that didn't work how I imagined it. It seems like it still has the regular range, even though it's said that the effective range is definitely higher than a regular grenade launcher. So this is interesting. It really does not want to shoot further than that, does it? Finally got it. So it seems that the grenades don't get more range. The statistics say that the effective range is definitely better than the regular grenade launcher, but it is not shooting further than what it says. It is not doing that. So, full disclosure here for anyone curious to try and get a grenade launcher, sleeping gas cloud. I don't know why I keep saying glass instead. That shoots like miles further. I don't think that's gonna be happening anytime soon. Damn shame, might I add. I think I actually shot that further than I intended to. Anywho, that's one test. So it appears that changing sleeping gas, it did not turn lethal, and it is still an actual gas cloud. So that's interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and abort this, and full disclosure, I don't think you can change the ammo type during the gameplay because I once tried and it did not switch back. So you can't, for instance, drop in with a sleep gas launcher and change it to a lethal one to like suit a different situation. So unfortunately, since this game doesn't let you change ammo types mid-game, you still can't do that. I mean, there might be a way if you changed a different address, but I really don't know. So now I believe I can just change this right back, hopefully. I'm gonna just go in here, reapply it, and then this 100, I guess, is the only byte that's necessary. I don't know. I believe it was 55 I set it to. And now it's back to the drum mag. So this might be the only actually necessary address. I don't know why the extra ones are there, but 142C, this looks like the area. This is probably where the actual exact addresses for the weapon customization are stored. So if I were to change some random thing in here that's not the magazine, I'd probably see it as it updated. I don't know for sure, but I probably have to save it before it updates. So that changed into a 33. So if I change something else in here, let's say the barrel, and I, well, maybe not to that. I don't have to reset up everything again. Hold on. Cancel that. Let me just change it to a different one. Like that. I don't have to change everything again. That changed. So, as you can see here, this looks like the actual area, where things are. So I don't know exactly how this all works yet, but I'm going to be doing some research over a while of time to find everything out. So that's about it. You can do this for basically any weapon as far as I'm concerned, although you will need to be able to switch the type of part, because if you can, it'll be nearly impossible to find it, because the only way to find it is to switch it back and forth. You could technically go in here by where you think the weapon is, so technically if there's only one part, you could switch that back and forth to find out where the block of code for it is, and then just go back and change something there. that could technically work, but you would be poking at random values, basically. So that could maybe crash the game or have unwanted side effects. So anyway, that's about it. If I want to give this thing a tier 3 suppressor, I can. If I want to switch the, I don't know, sleep gas launcher to an LMG, I can. So the most interesting test that I wanted to do, I'd like to quickly test this before I actually get off of this. Although I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it because I can't really change this because it's stuck, but I can maybe try doing what I said earlier about changing something in front of it and then just going down and changing this. So this, what I had in mind was switching the non-lethal MRS to have WSSB ammo so that I would be able to one-shot body shot people from a long range, like with the WSSB. But I'd have to figure out how to actually switch this, so this might take some time, and I'll be back if it works or doesn't work. I suppose I can quickly switch the M1911 AP. Number 5, apparently, I guess. It's number 5. Number 5. Okay, so now I would need to change the barrel on this thing and then apply it 56. 56. Is that really it? 58. Okay, then if the next thing is it, then 71. 71. Okay. Okay, 71. So then if I just switch this to 5, is it gonna work? Well, it did give me a different thing. It gave me a different thing. I mean literally 5, though. It's switching. Is it? Oh, I just gave it a different fucking stock. Well, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so I have the wrong ammo type. This is the wrong ammo. Was it 6? Wait, hold on. I think it's 6 actually. And it's 9 mag. The thing is, hold on. Does the WS, is it even the ammo that is actually what it is, or is it just the gun itself? No, it's probably just the gun itself. No, I don't think I can do that. I think it's just the gun itself, not the actual ammo that's giving it the damage. No, I'm stupid. Shit. Okay, well, alternatively, I could give the WS the, magazine ammo, so I could get an extra 10 shots and have 20 in the magazine instead of 10. I could get that as an alternative. Okay, so I am sad. That did not work. It was like 71 or something, wasn't it? Yes, 71. Okay, so that's a shame. That did not work. Unfortunately, that did not work. Now I'm sad. Because that did not work. Okay, what would be 25? What would be 19 as an integer again? I am forgetting. Display type, byte hex, please. I am forgetting how to life. I am forgetting how brains work. I'm sorry. 18, well, let me just count down. No, 13, yes. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, back to the tier 3 suppressor. This needs its suppressor back again. So, as an alternative to switching back and forth, you could just find one weapon and then stay in that general area, switch things, and then just look at the code flow. and see when something changes. So now I know right there that's the next weapon. Change that to 13 and boom, level 3 suppressor right there. There you go. Just like that. So that's a bit quicker. If you want to mass edit weapons, you can just find that location and then just kind of scroll down and change things slowly as you scroll down. And that should basically be good enough. So that's nice to see. And I suppose this could also give you things for locked slots. So for instance, if I wanted to give this 1911 a I don't know, a night vision scope, how about I give this thing like a range finding scope or something like that. I could technically even give this thing a fucking underbarrel, which would be very amusing. What I can do is I don't know where exactly I'm gonna find this, but I can kind of just change something here to switch it. I might have to probably actually find this a bit the harder way, unless it's like I don't know how far away the code is for these weapons from the other ones. It might be a decent ways away from here. Okay, this is probably not weapon code anymore. I don't know where I'm looking at, but I'm just gonna scroll up bit by bit and change a few things and then wait for something to switch. Nothing yet. Maybe it's here? No, I don't know. Is it going to be higher up or lower? Because I feel like it would be higher up instead of lower. Well, these addresses are like 142CO29. Let me see. Okay, let me, so I'm gonna save this handgun real quick. Handgun, yeah, save over the old one while I'm testing this. I'm gonna go to the Lua. This should have updated. Well, let me just open it again, I guess. So the magazine should be 149, apparently. So 149, exact value. Although, wait, what am I doing? I need to change something else. I can't switch the magazine. So, I guess 2. I'll just have to search for 2 instead. Which, there's a lot of fucking 2s, but there's nothing else to really change, so I can figure it out. Save that. What is it now? It's a 7. Search 7. And there you go. I can scroll down, and it's probably this one right here, because it seems to be in the 1-4 area. That seems to be the only address that really matters. And, well, that changed, so it's probably actually this. So if I change this to an 07, now it's the laser. So now I need to go up a bit here and find the other thing. So it's gonna be, let me think, 149 is the magazine. So that would mean the next one is the stock. So, I don't know what stock I would give this thing, but I can figure it out. So let's think for a second. 149. Another thing to help you figure out what it is you can look at the bottom here, which will say the actual bytes. So like A2 is actually just 162. So that makes it easier. So I just got to find a 149 in here, and then that should be the magazine. If I just look, and I'm not like confusing myself. Let me switch this again so I can reorient myself. 06, so then 0, 0, 0, 16. 0, 0, 0, 16. Yep, that lines up. So then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 149. So that's the magazine. So now I'm going to, I don't know, 13. And now I have an arc stock on my handgun. Look at that. So that's how you can figure out how to modify something like this. Now, unfortunately, you still can't modify things like the gas gun. I've heard that actually crashes the game if you try to modify it in any way. So if you hack this to open it up, it just crashes. I don't know why exactly. But you can modify these. But any weapon where you can change at least one thing on it to find it in the first place, and then you just go back, and each time you go back, so each place you go back is basically going up one slot in this area. So if I want to go change the barrel on this, I just find the laser sight, go back 7, 8 times, however many it is, and then switch the number, and now I have a stock, which I want to get rid of it because it looks really weird. So I'm going to do that right now. So where did I put that stock in at? I confused myself again. 02, so now 13, 00. And now the stock is gone, like it should be, because it looks really weird. So I think this is where I'd like to conclude. That's about how to manage everything you want to do, how to modify impossible slots, how to change any ammo, how to change the underbarrel, so that how to change the magazine so you can have it with a different underbarrel. So I've always kind of wanted to have an M16A2 with the drum mag and the underbarrel. So I'd actually like to wrap up this video by doing just that. So I will be back in a second once I get this all set up. And it looks like the rifles, it looks like the weapon code's actually very close together, because the rifles are 2 categories across, but I already saw something change right here. So that makes this very easy to manage, which is nice to see. So M16A2, R2, and right there. So that's going to be byte 25 is the number. So I'm just going to change this to 13, which should be 19. And now I have level 3 suppressor, just like that. And now I just need to change the magazine to a drum so I can find out what I'm looking for, which looks like 3B. So that's going to be behind 26. I'm going to switch it back to the WS. Out of mag underbarrel. Change this to 3B. And now I have a 556 100 round drum mag and my non-lethal WS underbarrel in the same weapon. So that's about it for this video. If you make any disturbing guns, I'd like to see them. So you can post a Imgur link or something. I don't know how you'd send it, but find some way to send it, because I like to see it. And yeah, this is how you get any combination of any weapon parts, because the game cannot actively cancel it out. It only cancels it out when you select something. So if you change it without actually selecting anything, it will not cancel out something else. So you can have any magazine with any underbarrel. You could have a regular scope with a magnifier, for instance. You could have a VM scope with an NVG scope. I don't know if it would actually work, but that's something to test. I might test that later. So anyway, hope you got something out of this. Hope I didn't waste your time, because this might be like a 20-minute video. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and by the way, one thing I forgot to mention, if you want to change the camo, so let's say you want zebra grips like I do. The zebra camo is a full body camo. So what you can do is, after you find the weapon parts, you can switch back and forth between a suppressor. There's these little values right here. So I'm going to change, I already have a zebra grip. I'm going to change this. And then, come on please. So I'm going to change to, how about this thing? And now this 1, this 2, change to a 1. So basically, I just changed that into a 2. And then now this is simply for the grip, which is nice, because the weapon camos, the whole camos are like dirty looking and scratched up, but the grip only makes them clean. So that's an easy way to get clean full body grips. So if I want like a clean, how about a clean, let's see, a clean pink leopard print. So that's also right here is where I can find the number. So if I change this to 69, that will change it to a different camouflage. So if there's a certain FOB camo that you don't have unlocked, you can technically manually get it like this. You just switch that. I put the wrong number in. Back to the print, and now I just switch this 01 to an 02. And now, when it fucking loads, I have a grip-only zebra, or leopard print. A grip-only pink leopard print. So, in case you ever wanted one of these main weapon camos, but only on the grips, which I still find is very weird that you can't just pick that in the first place, because you literally don't need anything to do that. It's perfectly compatible, it works. It doesn't even need to like be modded for this to work. You don't need like some compatibility patch, you just literally do that. And just switch an 01 to a 2, and then it works. Once again, I hate Konami. Thanks for watching.